In my last video, I told you an announcement regarding GM specialty vehicles was imminent. That's now happened. So let me tell you about the GMSV setup and all the latest on C8 Corvette in Australia. On the 18th of August, Holden Interim Chairman and Managing Director Christian Aquilina announced GM Specialty Vehicles as an important new investment by GM in Australia. It's been an open secret for some time that after the demise of Holden, a new entity called GM Specialty Vehicles, or GMSV, would sell the C8 Corvette in Australia. In addition to the C8, as I've also previously reported, GMSV will take over the selling of selected, imported and converted left-hand drive GM vehicles, beginning with the Chevy Silverado 1500. And as I suggested may be the case, former Holden sales director Peter Keeley, who had been tasked with setting up the new venture, has chosen to retire after that undertaking is complete. 20-year Holden employee and executive Joanne Stogianis has been given the nod to take over from Keeley as Director GM Specialty Vehicles. GMSV will take over the sales of the Silverado 1500 from HSV before the end of the year, and the bigger Silverado 2500 will follow sometime in 2021, along with other Chevy offerings such as the Suburban and Tahoe. These SUVs share the same platform as the Silverado, meaning engineering the conversion is a very straightforward task. It's also believed Cadillac models are being strongly considered. In fact, GM made a trademark filing at the end of August to secure the Cadillac name and logo in Australia. And we do know that GMSV has at least one Cadillac evaluation car in Australia. All the vehicle conversions will be conducted by Walkinshaw Automotive Group, who are acknowledged as GMSV's remanufacturing partner. I need to point out the import of the left-hand drive vehicles will be a little different to what has been done in the past. Rather than buying the vehicles at essentially a retail level in the US, as HSV and other converters have been forced to do, the acquisition of the vehicles for Australia will in future be on the basis of a GM to GM transfer. So there's obviously savings to be had there. And as far as quality goes, GM's US engineers responsible for these vehicles will be far more proactive in supporting the conversion process, not only with engineering technical information, but possibly even providing some modified electronics and calibrations to suit the Australian remanufactured vehicles. And in recent news from Holden, we've been told that at the end of the month, most Holden dealerships will transition into Holden Service Outlets, HSOs, and the sale of new Holden vehicles will largely be finished. GM also announced the renaming of GM Holden Proprietary Limited to General Motors Australia and New Zealand Proprietary Limited, GMANZ. This is purely a name change for the company, as it retains the same entity. Head office remains in Port Melbourne, but moves just around the corner from the current head office in Salmon Street to a smaller premises in Turner Street. The main business units of GMANZ are Isuzu New Zealand, Holden After Sales and GMSV. And in news just announced, the role of Managing Director transitions on November the 1st from Christian Aquilina to Mark Abolo, who is currently MD of Holden New Zealand. So that's the Holden update news. But most of you watching are more interested in the C8 Corvette, so let's get on to that. GMSV is planning to launch the C8 during the last quarter of 2021. In these uncertain times, there can always be delays. But assuming everything settles down at the Bowling Green Corvette assembly plant, we can expect a C8 in the showrooms in a little over 12 months. But what wasn't provided at the GMSV announcement was the Australian price for the C8. While the prices have already been released for Japan and the UK, nothing has been released for Australia. It's quite possible the exact configuration of the Australian car hasn't yet been signed off, including the changes, if any, that need to be made to the UK spec car to meet the Australian design rules. The exchange rate is also a little volatile at the moment, and maybe GM doesn't want to commit to a price until the launch date is a little closer. Any of these factors might be holding up the release of pricing information, but I would expect to hear something, say in the first quarter of next year. GM can't commence vehicle orders until a price is released. And again, regarding another topic I've previously spoken about, GM has released a bulletin advising deposits already paid to a Holden dealer are essentially worthless. GMSV has not yet finalised the ordering process, but it won't be based on previously placed deposits, and they've requested dealers to refund any deposits they are holding. It's rumoured only 250 to 300 cars will be available in the first batch of C8s, and GMSV may even use something like a lottery system to allocate the cars. They have advised, though, if you're interested in buying a C8, you should register your interest on the GMSV website. This website has been up and running for a month or more, and I'll put the link in the comments section below. There's quite a bit of C8 information on that website, and as I've just mentioned, there's a page where you can sign up for Corvette updates.
Vet News Fast Facts. GM is currently testing right-hand drive C8. Corvette Chief Engineer Taj Gupta has revealed to Corvette blogger that GM has already built right-hand drive test cars which are currently with their test engineers. He confirmed the testing was not taking place in a right-hand drive country but on US left-hand drive roads. Taj also told Corvette blogger, "Yes, some of us are actually driving them around. It's very strange to be driving a Corvette with a steering wheel on the right-hand side." Japan first right-hand drive C8 export market. Corvette blogger also quotes GM as saying Japan would be the first of the right-hand drive markets to launch the C8 Corvette. Back in February this year, GM displayed the C8 at the massive Tokyo Auto Salon exhibition, which resulted in the company receiving orders for 300 cars in just 60 hours. GM has already announced the base pricing in Japan will be the equivalent of $105,000 US, or approximately 145,000 Australian dollars at the current exchange rate. The base car in Japan will be optioned with the 2LT trim and the Z51 track pack. Right-hand drive C8 will have mirror image interior. Taj Gupta also confirmed to Corvette blogger the right-hand drive C8's cockpit will be a true mirror image with everything angled towards the driver and the cockpit wrapping around the driver to give the right-hand drive purchaser the same driver experience as those in a left-hand drive C8. We wanted them to have the same driver-focused interior, and so what we actually did was tool up all those unique parts that are kind of mirror-shaped so that we can flip them over to the other side, and it would just be an exact mirror of the rest of the world's car, the left-hand drive cars, Taj told Corvette blogger. Harlan Charles, Corvette product manager, was present at the same session and said about the right-hand drive Corvette, "I really like the Australian car because it's all localised, and so is the navigation. The voice. She has that cool Australian voice that comes through. A lot of fun."
So there's been quite a bit of new information come out this month, but still nothing on that all-important price. Stick with my channel and you'll get all the accurate C8 news for Australia. So that you don't miss anything, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get an email notification when a new video is posted. But for now, keep on vetting, and I hope to catch you again real soon.